Good day everyone. I'm the fourth discussant of Group 3 and I'm going to discuss two topics. And the first is the genres of professional writing. So, as I mentioned in the section professional purpose, there are different types of genres of professional documents. Each type of documents follow a specific generic convention which are sample foot, convention for the formatting, layout, and contents of the documents. So, there are different types of genres of professional documents. Examples are abstract, annotated bibliography, argument or persuasive essay, vlog, book review, and etc. So, what is professional writing? A professional writing is style of writing that is clear, concise, and seek to convey information and ideas quickly in a professional setting. So, yes, professional writing is geared towards informing or persuading an audience in the world of work and commerce. For example, business letter and memo or memorandum. These two are most common form of professional correspondence, but how do these two differ? So, a letter is a document that convey information to a member of one organization from someone outside of that organization. So, for example, your company has a business partner, so there are someone from your partner company who will give you a letter like an approval letter of the agreed business. And while a memorandum is a document written by a member of an organization to one or more member of the same organization. So here in memorandum, it is a letter that from a person who is only inside of an organization and not from outside, like a resignation letter and a leaving letter. So here is an example of business letter template. So first, there are two or more blank line, and then the date of the letter, and then add more blank line, and then the name of recipient, and then the position, designation or the designation of the recipient, and then the address of recipient, and then again add one blank line, and then the dear plus courtesy title plus reader's last name, and then add again one blank line, and then the first single space paragraph, and then again add one blank, and then the second space paragraph, and then one blank line, and then the third single space paragraph, and then one blank line, and then the complementary clause such as respectfully yours, and then add three blank line for the sender signature, and then the name of sender, and then lastly the title or the signation of the sender. So this is an example of business letter template. Next, here is an example of memo or memorandum template. So first there are 2 inches of blank space, and then the two or the reader's name or an individual or group name, and designations or job titles, and then add one blank line, and the from is the writer's name, add designation and job title, and then add one blank again, and the date or the current date. So and again add one blank line, and in the subject or what is the memo all about, and then add two blank line, and in the first single space paragraph it is an opening that grabs attention and introduce the purpose of the memo, the context problem, and the specific assignment of the task, and then add one blank, and then the second space paragraph. This is the body that explains the purpose and context in greater details. Use list if necessary for easy designations for information, and then add one more blank line, and the lastly the third single space paragraph. It is a closing that includes a request for action, deadline, and reasons, and end courteously. So here an example of memo template. So next, for any professional documents, the writer should also know the mechanics of the convention governing the writing aspects such as punctuation, capitalization, the use of numbers versus figures and abbreviation. So here are guides of writing mechanics by company. So first one, spell out acronyms at first mentions. Afterwards, use the acronyms. So for example, the University of the Philippines pride itself on excellence. UP students are blah blah blah. And then next, spell out symbols as upper hand. So for example, use in writing an essay, you should use the word and, not the symbol of and. And the next, in general, spell out numbers from 1 to 9 as words. Write the rest as figures. So, my second topic is all about the design principles of professional writing. So, the main purpose of design is to persuade readers to do or take action and to keep the reader engaged in what they're reading. So, design principles are a great way to build a shared understanding of what good looks like product and service. They can help everyone to think about design, can help a team to stay on the right design path, and can provide a springboard for innovation. So here are examples of design principles of professional writing. So first, emphasize key details. It is important to emphasize key points so it can be easily seen by the readers. So it's either an italic or bold format. Next, paper size. The size of the paper should match depending or it will depend on where you will use it. So for example, in making a letter, it should be formal with right paper size. So I suggest to use a A4 or short band paper, US legal. Next, negative space of white space. It If it's used correctly, it can help in making the readers have an easier time reading. Like instead of placing an combined group of words, add more space in between parts of paragraph to make it easy to the eye and wouldn't look like a Chrome to read. And then lastly, fourth style of the group, typographic choices. Make sure to use fonts that are readable and appropriate to your work. For example, serif, sans serif, display, and script. By using this style, your font style often viewed as more traditional and formal. So that's all my report. And for my conclusion, discussion of multiple writing genres will assist us in understanding how to apply for jobs, how to compose clear and precise business communication once the job has been acquired, and how to create some documents such as proposals and reports that will be instrumental in helping to advance our career. That's all. Thank you.